Hello everyone, this is me, Dusty Circuit here, and welcome to some Fortnite with Skade.
Welcome! Woo! Woo! Clap, 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 clap.
See how this goes. God about my loading screen. My loading screen is Cora. I love it so much. Like, never play Fortnite. I don't think so.
Right, let's do this thing.
I don't want to get off.
Right, I better go into standing mode rather than sit on my two cheeks like some median. Doing it right now. I also just realized something. Ali is probably watching, going, "Why isn't it just like sitting in the air?" Hang on a second. Yeah. Hang on. All will be fine. Right, there we go. Piss off, chair. Move. Get out of the way. There we go. Okay.
I don't know what I'm doing. Just
You
kinda
ever?
here at the moment. Whoa, hello.
Insane in the membrane. Insane in the brain. Insane in the membrane.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Wait a minute. It's Cypress Hill. Hello there, song.
Wow.
Oh, Folky! Folky! Folky!
Hey.
Folky! Folky!
Yeah,
Folky!
yes. Sorry,
Okay.
I was eating.
You scared me, man. You scared me.
Why?
I was cool.
Well, you didn't even
scared.
say a word even in voice chat, like we were like wondering where you were.
Oh.
Yeah, Volky, jeez. No, it's okay. Don't worry about it. I was just scared, man. I just missed you. I was calling your name and you were ignoring me, like my dad. You know, it just saddened me.
You know, as one does.
Yeah. We missed you.
I don't know what I'm doing. I'm kind of running around. Oh no.
Do the thing,
I
Nash.
died. I couldn't figure out where the person was coming from. Going this way, 'cause why not? Isn't this right where I died? Oh my god. Did I respawn where I died? That's homophobic. Personally, I think that's what thing, Owly? What's the thing that I'm supposed to do?
The thing,
Oh,
Nash. Come on,
right,
you don't know? Do
The
the thing,
thing,
yeah.
yeah.
Thing. Yeah, do the thing. Come on.
Uh-huh.
I'll do my thing in a minute, Holly, don't worry.
Oh, dear lord.
Ah, finally, look who shows up.
Oh, look, blue.
Friend, hi!
Hi. Circuit has started recording. Welcome to the video.
Welcome, everybody.
Say
Sorry
hello
about
to
that.
the Yeah.
Yo, my game crashed. I'm like, me too. Click, and then my whole computer went down. You jinxed it, Evan.
I know.
In I go.
Can you come back here, you cockroach? Oh, look
Fine,
at
I'm
you
on
and
my
your fancy
my way.
SUV.
Give me a second.
I
Do it. I was able to do a raid. That was nice.
I was always told to get into a stranger's car.
Well, yeah, especially if it says free ice cream.
Yeah.
Or kittens or Pokemons. That's how you
Okay,
get me.
this guy is the most incompetent driver and can't drive.
I'm not even in the game yet, Evan. Jeez.
It sounds like that.
You guys want to see a cool picture?
You just ran over me, Evan.
No, they ran over you. I killed
Look at you using proper pronouns. Thank you.
Oh, I just got. Oh.
No, it was definitely Evan that ran over me.
Oh,
I was not even driving. I was in the gunner's seat.
that's what they all say.
Jesus.
Yeah.
These is an interesting. This is a why
I
I've never
prefer to
seen
go
a,
by Jesus, but what's up?
I've never seen a blue pergola before. This is such a weird design.
What?
Okay, do you know like in hot countries how you have like a balcony and you have like a wooden like overhang with like gaps in it?
Okay, yeah.
Like in deserts or they're like a common theme. A pergola, yeah. This one's blue. It looks stupid.
Pergola.
Hang on, I'll just get a picture for you. Pergola.
Thank you.
Oh, pergola. Okay.
Pergola. Why have to say it like that? You have to say it very poshy.
This thing, like this wooden overhang, like that. Any
yeah,
building.
we call them gazebos.
A gazebo is more like a rounded roof, but yes, it's the same.
Yeah, but we would still call it that though.
You guys are weird. You have to use collective terms, but yeah, pergola is what it's officially called. If you
That's
went
a cool
to
photo, guys.
if you went to the Sahara Desert and you were sitting in a balcony in the sun, a lot of not so much American houses, but a lot of like South American, a lot of like Mediterranean houses, a lot of like Middle Eastern houses. They have pergolas that branch off of the side of the wall. So when you're in the balcony, you have a pergola as like an overhang.
Boo, Evan.
Anyway, one of the houses in Fortnite had a blue. Boo. One of the houses in Fortnite had like a pergola that was painted blue and it looked weird. There you go.
Pergola. Sounds like you're saying a burglar.
Yeah.
Look at my cool picture, guys. You like it? It's a bunch of squids in the air. We were working on the Olympics because Skate Olympics is a month away now, and yeah, really excited for it. Yeah, we're gonna start be really pushing media on it. And Jake was messing around with squids, and I snapped that picture because I thought it looked cool.
Yeah, I don't know what the name. What is the name originate? I think it's a.
We're talking about burglars.
I want to say it's an Egyptian name in origin. Let me see.
Walk like an Egyptian. You know that song, don't you, Volky? Oh, Volky's muted.
A pergola, most commonly an outdoor garden feature, forming a shaded walkway, passageway, or sitting area of vertical posts or pillars that usually support cross beams and a sturdy open lattice, upon which woody vines are trained. The origin of the word is the late Latin pergula, meaning a projecting eave. I don't know what an eave is. How do you pronounce eave?
Yeah, see a gazebo. Lalian. You're with us, Allie. Welcome to the American side.
Eve. Yeah, okay. So it's a projecting eave. Yeah, it's Latin. Anyway, pergola.
I thought it was Latin. I was like, that sounds Latin to me.
You have no idea.
I had no idea.
It's going well.
I wanna study Latin because of how many words in the English
I
language.
think Latin wants to study you. So I think that's
a
a good
words in the English language, and actually not even just the English, like in most Romance languages.
Romance language? What's a romance language?
It's basically a language that was part of the Roman Empire. So Spanish is a Romance language.
Because it's romantic.
French, I believe, is a Romance language. The original Anglo-Saxon is a Gaelic. So Gaelic is a language family. So English, not English, sorry. Anglo-Saxon was Gaelic. Welsh is a Gaelic language. The Scottish is a Gaelic language. That's the Gaelic family. Then you have the Romance family of language.
Love the
which is
Gaelic.
Spanish, Latin. Just make sure.
Please make sure.
Romance language. Yeah, so Italian is Romance. French is Romance. Spanish is Romance. Portuguese is Romance. Romanian is Romance. Pretty much. So yeah, those are like Romance languages, and Latin is where a lot of these modern day Romance languages come from. So if you learn Latin, yes. Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say, can I sound super American dumb? When I heard the term Romance languages, I literally thought it meant because they sounded very romantic. Like, romance, I've heard the term, but I never asked or never was told, so I just always meant, oh, well, Spanish, of course it's a romantic language because it sounds very, like, beautiful.
Elegant,
it sounds very elegant and romantic, like, oh, mi amor, you know, like, I had no idea.
It's a family.
Hi.
Yep.
American here.
Family of languages. It's basically Latin. So
anyone
every
else want to acknowledge they didn't know either? Or just...
Every Romance language is built upon the Latin language, basically. So if you can speak and understand Latin really well, you will likely know a lot of. You will be able to speak a lot of Portuguese because that's where that language originates. If you can speak Latin, you will be able to speak a lot of Italian, especially Italian. If you can speak
Italian,
Latin,
you can speak Spanish.
If you
a lot of Italian and Spanish is very similar too.
Yeah, that's it. So that's because they're part of the same language family. English is an incredibly hard language to learn if you're not a native English person, and the reason for that is because English combines Gaelic, Romantic, and Greek all in one. Like English is like the giant. I can't use the word, but it basically just takes all the languages and combines them. So it's really
like an amalgam. It's like an amalgamation, basically, of languages.
Like most languages, they come from their own language family. So if you learn,
what's English come from? Sorry.
So English is So here's exactly what English is predominantly, but there's exceptions. So English is Anglo-Saxon, which is an original Gaelic English language that we spoke. Native English people hundreds of years ago spoke Anglo-Saxon. That was normal. English is a combination of Anglo-Saxon and French. The reason for that is William the Conqueror, the Battle of Hastings, 1066, William the Conqueror became King of England, and because he was French, it was a Norman invasion, we adopted a lot of French words, and so English became basically the new language. It was a building upon Anglo-Saxon and French. So they had combined two conflicting language families, Gaelic and Romance, into one language. English also combines Greek words. It combines just any word you can, like any language family, we borrow some of it from. So English is a really hard language if you're not native, because it is just it doesn't follow the same rules. Like if you understand Italian, as you very astutely point out, you understand Spanish, because they come from the same family. So a lot of the words trace back to the same place, which would be Latin.
I'm probably gonna blue screen again, heads up.
Oh, so, okay.
I just tried to load again and it said couldn't start the game, or sorry, we've had a problem. And last time, once I clicked the X out of this, it blue screened me. So if that happens, I love you guys. Okay.
So
see what happens.
English is literally just Anglo-Saxon plus French equals English. That's why it's so hard. Like if you understand, the other language families are easier, because if you understand Portuguese, you understand Spanish, you understand Italian, because they all come from Latin, which is the same family of Romance languages. So yeah, English is a really, really hard language to learn on that basis, and that's why many foreigners struggle with it so much, because the rules that they'd expect to find in English aren't there. Because yes, some English words are Romance, but others aren't. So that's where it gets confusing. So yeah, I'd like to learn Latin, because that would give me a grip on all of the Romance languages. Like my friend.
I've always thought it'd be really neat to learn Latin. I think Phoenix or APL Phoenix, they were learning. I think that's one of the languages that they've really been interested in learning is Latin.
Tom is pretty good with Latin. In fact, he once was able to have a conversation with a Portuguese guy without knowing a word of Portuguese because Latin and Portuguese are very closely linked.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's 100% worth it. I do want to actually learn.
I did not crash, by the way.
I also want to get back into learning game theory, which, you know, I don't have an excuse not studying now that my exams are over.
I'm verifying my files to see if that helps, because I know last time Nin had me do that and the trick works, so.
Yeah, there you go. There's some really dumb language facts for you.
I don't think they're dumb facts. I think it's very interesting, sir.
Gaelic is our family language. Irish is a Gaelic language too. I should have specified that.
Well, the word Gaelic in general is amazing, so.
Yeah, of course you do. Of course you'd point that out.
Gaelic.
Also, there was a transitional period, so when Anglo-Saxon and French merged, it actually was originally known as Middle English, and then it eventually progressed into modern-day English. So there was a bit of a more gradual gap, but yeah, Middle English is like the 1200s. That was like 200 years after the Battle of Hastings.
Oh, back in my days.
Yeah.
That was in my prime.
But yeah, it was basically the war that changed the Anglo-Saxon forever. It was the
Sounds like Trevor's computer.
1066.
Is it trying to fly, Bo? Is it like that where it's like it's so loud it's gonna take off flying?
I thought Driver's computer was really quiet though. I don't know where you got that where it's loud.
Probably the before Driver updated it.
Oh.
The old
Evan,
Driver's
are you
old.
gonna ready up?
Yeah, Evan.
My bad.
You already know. Everybody waiting on Amanda ready up. We gotta bring that back.
Yeah.
It's time to recycle some of our Skade stuff, and that one needs to be brought back because it was fun.
I agree.
You already know. And there's so much more we can do now with it.
Yes, there is.
Did you guys get my message earlier? I may have to leave early and going on to a picnic.
Ooh, fun!
Oh, okay. Nice.
That sounds fun. No, it's all good in the hood. We're just chilling and playing today.
Are we doing our meeting at 6
Yeah,
p.m. yesterday?
We'll do it as soon as we can.
Okay.
6 is hard because that's 3, and then we go to work like at 4. So
okay. Well,
it always is
don't.
so tight towards the end. I'd like to do it a little earlier if we can.
That's fine. I don't mind. I just want to know.
I'll wake
just so that
them up.
way. When I leave,
I'll jump
Fortnite,
up and down and wake them up.
which means when I leave Fortnite and I go to the shops.
The shops.
I'm not like racing back or anything.
I know your schedule. In a non-weird way.
I'm trying to get more levels so I can get the blue variants of the battle.
Ooh, are you at 100 yet?
I'm at 122.
Wow, you guys are like rocking this pass. I think I'm still at like 50 or something. I've been really busy. I haven't been able to play as much lately.
I've been playing quite a bit Lego.
Yeah, Lego.
I haven't been doing so much this week. I had a whole
now that you,
but I'm really.
Once you got those studs, huh? Man, that was a game changer. When's the new Lego Pass coming out? I think it's coming out soon. Nin said. I want a new Lego Pass. Because that was fun.
Hi, Phoenix.
Getting the Lego stuff, the Star Wars. So, Phoenix! I was just saying that I think that you want to learn Latin, and I don't know why I was remembering that, but do you know Latin, or is it you would like to learn Latin, Phoenix? And hi.
I would like to learn Greek.
Ooh. That would be very tough for me. But it would be really nice to learn. See, I knew it. I knew there was something about Phoenix and Latin. Yep, 3 years in high school. Awesome. We had her in high school. We had 2 choices. You could learn Spanish, which about 80% of the kids did, or you could do French. Those were the 2 that our school gave.
It's pretty much the same here.
Yeah, most is just Spanish.
It's just pretty much the same in England. I'd say I think though mostly it's you get to choose between German or French, right, as opposed to Spanish or
right, because you guys are closer to that makes sense.
Yeah, that was what it was when I was in.
Korean's a lovely language, Bo. No.
That's what it was when I was in. That was what it was.
Oh, yours is in Dali. Sorry.
Oh! See, when I was in primary school, it was German and French for me.
Oh, you took German and Spanish. I took Spanish all through high school. Ande al baño.
Korean is a nice language. I do find it quite nice. It's also cleverly
Mandarin.
Mandarin. That's a good language. Cantonese. Uchonese.
We get Dutch, French, and English. Wow, that's awesome. Imagine if we did.
Wow.
But see, here's our problem in the U.S. is we don't really start foreign languages until high school, and by then, it's harder and a little too late. I would love to see it how I'm always saying Norway does it, where they do it in elementary. They start very young with them learning other languages when they're younger.
See, here's the thing, though. We start in primary school, too, but we don't teach it very well. Because most people, even though they do a language in primary school or secondary school, they still come out of it not remembering anything they learned. It's not just having it, as an option in early development. It's also making sure it's taught well, and ours is not taught well. It's literally, as Bo said, it's basically a lesson a month. So you aren't actually learning the language, really. It's not mandatory, I don't think, either, which also makes it a problem, and it should be, in my opinion. I think. But see, here's the other thing. America. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was just waiting for. I was gonna continue. Well, just finish one little thing. It's okay. I was gonna say, Telly said that by the what we would call the third grade, which is roughly age 8-ish, 9, in Norway.
Rip woo.
In Norway. Will it kick back?
Coming back.
Guess her computer died again.
And
there we go. She's back.
oh, hi. Sorry, did it die?
Hi. You said in Norway and then. Yeah.
Oh, did you hear the part about the schools, what grades they do what?
You had said that in third grade they already started doing a language or something. That was
by the third grade they've already learned. They already know 3 languages, and that is Norwegian. But then they also know the other dialect of Norwegian, and they know English. All by age 8 and 9.
We just don't really engage enough with it. We really should. But that's the other thing. It's with English and mostly in England and especially in America. The thing is that America is the cultural superpower. So it's kind of a case of we don't need to learn your language. You need to learn our language.
Well, that's America. Well, yeah. I mean, we have a candidate right now that's literally saying that if they win, that you will only be allowed to speak English in the U.S. That will be the law here. You will not be able to visit. You will not be able to speak another foreign language, and that's ridiculous.
It's very ignorant, in my opinion, because
win.
Because yes, of course, English should be the dominant language in America. I don't think anybody disagrees with that. But
it's not even just an American thing. I believe it's just the English language is actually very it's been made very widespread, kind of, I guess, because the British Empire was at one point took over basically.
Most countries do know English.
Yeah, that's because of us.
But we don't believe in learning other countries. That what he's trying to say is, but the Americans are not bothered to learn other countries' languages. They've taken the time to learn ours.
It's messed up, in my opinion. I think every country
really
should be doing better. Again, English will always be the dominant language in America, and I don't disagree with that, and that's fine. I think it should be, right? That's predominantly what people speak there. That's fine. But it's the fact that people don't see the point. Well, why should I learn that? I'm not going to go to France anytime soon.
That's a very typical American attitude.
Engage in the culture. Try and learn another culture. It really infuriates me. I think that we all need to do better with that. I certainly don't put in the time.
The whole new potential law of you're not allowed to speak another language in the U.S. is not even because of that. It's literally it's just them using that as an agenda regarding immigration. So that way, if you come here and you're
literally-
speaking another language, you can be arrested for it. Basically, it's
Oh,
stupid.
So there's a few
Mhm.
states that are literally considering that law.
Oh, it would probably be a federal law come if things go a certain way in November, but hopefully not. So, because I like that we have other people that speak languages. If you live here and you were born here, you're an American, but you know another language, to me, there's nothing wrong with you speaking that other language with someone. In fact, if anything, I like it because it makes me like hear other languages and go, what is that? I would love to learn that language. Like, that's how you're broadening it's education, you're broadening your mind. And that's something that it seems like in the US, we just really don't want to push. We don't want you to be more educated. We don't want that.
Well, again, and a lot of it, unfortunately,
should be a mandatory language?
there's always an excuse as well. And the excuse is always, we don't need to learn that. We're American. We don't need,
you don't need anything.
But it's like, well, but see, here's the thing. It's actually like I really respect it. Like I had a for a long time. I had it for like a year. I had a Romanian coworker, and he spoke really good English. It wasn't perfect, but you could understand everything he was saying without any difficulty. Like he spoke very clearly and articulately. Occasionally he'd stumble and he'd like need guidance on a particular word. Like I remember one time he was asking what the male equivalent of perfume was. I said cologne. We call it cologne, and he's like, yes, thank you. But anyway, like, yeah, he spoke really good English. But what really impressed me, and what I really thought was like, wow, that's so cool, is there was one particular customer who'd often come in, and he obviously must have come from Romania or Eastern Europe as well, because him and my coworker would speak in a different language, and it was Romanian. They were speaking Romanian to each other. I thought, wow, that's so cool. So it's not even like as if he's been born and raised on English. He immigrated to England with his wife. Yeah, he's learned English really well, but he still at heart is a natively Romanian speaker.
Like voice chat one, I've been both talking to you.
Oh, I pulled out Google Translate on my job so I could serve a customer these, as they couldn't speak English very well, and some of the other coworkers of mine were really rude about it. It's messed up. I don't.
Going. The other part was for you.
my upstairs neighbors are Romanian.
There you go.
Yeah, it's awesome. I think that my coworker was really nice. I still see him a lot.
Though. Like, well, why would you not? To me, you did the right thing. Is what we should be doing to, especially customer. That customers are patrons. They give us paychecks, right? It's like, why would we not bend over to? If you can, if you have the time, you know, of course. Like,
I remember
clearly there's situations you might not be able to, but I think you did the right thing, though.
There was a guy who forgot his PIN number for his credit card or for his debit card or whatever. And so he was like, "Do you guys have like Wi-Fi here?" I was like, "No," but I said I can turn my hotspot on for you and let you use that to access your banking app so you can find your password. He's like, "Really?" I'm like, "Yeah, of course." And he just shook my hand. He's like, "Mate, you're a legend." I was like, "It's fine."
Yeah. Why wouldn't you? But yet, so many people would be like, "No." But it's like, why would it? Imagine if everyone was just kind. Like, imagine if we like normalized kindness. Like what kind of world would this be we live in?
Oh, funny as well. People act like it's like a difficult thing. It's like honestly, it's easy. It's actually easier to be polite and easier to be helpful than it is to be rude and pushing people away. Like if I come into work in a bad mood, it is so hard for me to like be rude. Like I can't be. Like even when I'm having a negative experience, it's so hard. I can't do it. It's easier to just be polite. It's easier to just have a smile. Like it's I don't know why people are always like they have a personality. Oh, I'm just an A word through and through. That's just my personality. No, it's not.
No, that's a choice. You have that's them rationalizing bad behavior and trying to normalize it by just saying, well, I'm just an A word. Like no, you're choosing that, sir. I hate that. People I hear that a lot here, and I'm like not where I live, but like I hear it in general here. It's like
I hear people. I've heard people like do it, and I don't have any respect for it. To me, it's like. Well, yeah, to me it's excusing bad behavior, but it almost makes it sound like an admirable trait. Well, that's just me. Like, no, it's not. You're choosing to be really cold. You're choosing to be really rude. And again, I don't get it. It's so easy to just not be rude. It's like I've never like I'd say most of my situations it benefited me from being like, you know, polite. I've never had an experience where I was like, wow, I wish I was rude here. Like I think there are times where
I was rude, I would be more edgy and cool. No, you'd be a jerk, literally.
I do wish
the people that love those people, let them. They're jerks too.
Yeah.
I grew up watching the it's that scene that Brandon always said, you don't have anything that's
yeah.
Yeah, it's true though. Like I just don't get it, and people, you know,
Yay!
and people act like it's very difficult. It's just so.
Number 2.
I sometimes wish that I was more blunt in certain situations, but like never rude or never disrespectful. Like I don't understand that at all.
Please load. Please
not-
load. Please
I'm not
load.
attracted to
Like
that.
as soon as I
behavior at all.
started, like as soon as I started to chat online with people and like get into this online gaming stuff, and especially getting to meeting kind of our skaters like Telly and like who are like from other countries and stuff. It's just, if anything, it's like I just don't I don't get this whole agenda that Americans are trying to push on basically the entire country's trying to like oust all other cultures in favor of its own culture. And what the irony of it is American culture really like is rooted in other cultures. So it's like it's like the irony of
Irish
it is
people.
it's like
Immigrants built our country, literally.
Yeah.
We're all
Literally,
immigrants.
Americans are immigrants.
Yes, we
Yep.
are. Yep, and a lot of
No,
people that
there
are
is
pushing
no-
this, like one in particular person that is pushing this so hard, their father was an immigrant. Like their father just became legal like not that long ago, so they're
Right.
first
Only
generation. Like wow,
The
sir.
only Americans that are not immigrants are Native Americans.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
geez.
Americans, we immigrated to America. There's like
Yeah, we pushed them off the land. It makes
The
no. We're just
timeline-
jerks.
The irony as well is that like the entire thing that America was founded on was breaking free from forced oppression. The
Yep.
British 13 colonies that we owned, the British owned these colonies,
and
we were very
here
oppressed.
we are creating
were-
our own oppression.
Yeah,
Literally.
we were an oppressive force, and the founding fathers hated it, and they started spreading anti-British Empire rhetoric. They said, we shouldn't be a colony. We should be our own country. We should govern ourselves. And they declared independence, and they got it in the end in the Revolutionary War, and they founded their own country, which was a crazy thing to do back then. But it was really impressive, and as America became more and more prosperous, more people moved. People chose to live in America. Immigrants moved there. But yeah, America through and through has always been a place of immigration. You know, you could even argue that Christopher Columbus was an immigrant when he like went over to
Novelty.
America.
I gotta go, I guess.
See ya. Have fun
Bye.
at your picnic.
Yep.
Eat a lot
Bye.
for me.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'm also
It's
gonna vote
really-
out here.
So did
Go ahead.
Evan,
Alright.
Bo. So did Evan.
Yeah.
See ya,
Go ahead,
Volky.
Phoenix.
Have fun.
I'm also gonna leave.
What were you gonna? Oh, you're gonna leave too?
Yeah, sorry.
It's all right. Don't worry about it. See ya. What do you? What were you gonna say, Phoenix?
About the thing about being mean, I wish I could be mean. I just can't do it.
Yeah, it's too hard.
Can you even imagine me being mean to someone?
No.
No,
I
you
can't.
wouldn't. You'd make the worst American ever.
It's like
Well, Seattle is a little different. I will say, like, we're our own culture over here. We don't play
love
the
that.
games that the rest of the country plays. Like,
something like that.
we're not racist. We're not homophobic here. Like, we're just kind of we really believe in like you do you, and like that's it. That's all that matters. So we're a little different, but at the end of the day, we're still here. We're America.
You're still
Are
in
you
the
guys?
union,
I
you're
can
still-
I'm in now if someone can invite me.
You're still. The problem is that you're still an American state. If you were your own country, yeah, I'd love to go there. But also, like, America has just always been such a glamorized nation. Like when I was growing up and I would see America portrayed in movies, it was like
The
I was like
American
this.
dream.
Yeah, it was like this is the
Some
place.
dream. Going to
I
court
wanna-
over, you know,
Propaganda.
medical bills, you know.
It's also the
Hi,
same,
Ellie.
like in the. Do you know those? One of the biggest things they did as well, especially in the 50s and the 60s, like post World War II, you would see all over America. You'd see posters of like the man, the wife, and the kids out in the garden with a barbecue, like really happy. Like that was the American dream. That was American propaganda posters,
This
and they were put up all the time.
propaganda.
Yeah, it is. It was literally used to trick Americans into thinking that America was a prosperous nation and that they could do no wrong. It was to ensure that nobody sympathized with the evil Russians, of course.
Why don't we meet halfway and live all in Canada?
Yeah, we're gonna live in Skade. Skade's gonna be its own
You know what's-
country.
You know what's
Only
even
cool
funnier?
people. If you're mean, go away. If you're homophobic, get out of here. If you're racist, you're
I
not
also just
wanted.
realized-
Go, bye bye. We just
Even
want to be
funnier?
kind, built on kindness.
I also just realized something. This literally only just occurred to me. It also technically would have been very racist of America to call the Soviet Union just Russians, because the Soviet Union was comprised of many different ethnic groups and different countries that didn't even have Russians in them. It had Kazakhstan, it had Belarus, it had Lithuania, like it had all these different countries. The Soviet Union was huge. It was more than just Russia.
My cousins are from Kazakhstan. They
Really?
got adopted. By
Wow.
my aunts. My lesbian aunts adopted them.
Neat.
Well, lesbian
cool.
aunts. Will you be my lesbian aunt, Apio?
Sure.
You and your girlfriend? Okay. You guys are now my aunts. My cool. Now I can say I have cool lesbian aunts in Belgium.
Yeah,
But
America
you
is
love me, not all the
I
way
know.
around.
Yeah, but I think at this point you're way past me in like maturity. So yeah, I think the tides have turned. you're the parent now. What do you want to be called? Mom, dad, mad, part mom, part dad.
I was thinking about that, and why not Fifi?
Fifi?
Like Mama and Papa?
How would you spell that?
I have no clue.
Me either. Sounds like a good word though.
Because we say Mama and Papa here, but
Yeah.
it's not a non-binary thing for it.
Hatching
So I
some
was thinking
eggs.
the abbreviation of my name.
Of your name? Sorry, my computer was glitching for a second.
The abbreviation of my name. B.
Oh, I like that. I actually really like that.
I need to be prepared because my girlfriend wants 6 children.
Oh yeah, you need to definitely get prepared. I'll give you Riley so that you can practice. How's that? She's very expensive though. That's the hard part about kids. Apparently they expect you to feed them every day. I don't get it.
I need to first be stable before we have kids.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think that should be standard though for everybody.
Yeah.
We probably have a lot less kids in the world.
Good. We should have more kids, but we should have more kids that are born into stable households. A lot of parents have children to fix their problems, which is just the most, like, in my opinion, the most heinous thing you can do, and just literally just condemns that child to a life of garbage. Like, I don't know. I actually think you're making a very smart and very reasonable decision, Phoenix, and I wish more parents had that mindset of, I really need to sort my stuff out before I have children, because the most of the problems we have in the world are born out of that. We also, in my opinion, I'm starting to wonder if we need to literally impose like testing on people before we can allow them to have children. There are just so many terrible parents I've had to listen to or have to hear about from other people recently that I'm just like you should just be arrested rather than be allowed to have children.
Instead of breeding.
We should make.
Parents. My parents allowed me to go to their family vacation this year. Not like
Yay! Where are they
last year.
going?
France. Last year I wasn't invited, but my brother was. That stinks.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, there should just be like mandatory birth control, and then you have to pass a test before they will allow you to, you know, not use birth control, and then you can have children. My friend Josh, he had a very strange mindset on this. Before Josh died, I remember one time we were talking, and he had said, and you know, and I've already talked about how Josh was he had his own sort of things. He was a sociopath, but he was a good guy, and he one of his. He
was a sociopath. He was a good guy.
I was.
That. Oh, I know, and I know about Josh, so it's just funny how it was worded. Was all.
One of his opinions is that the government should, once a child is born, the government should confiscate them and raise them elsewhere, away from parents. I know.
Oh my god, that's horrible. Definitely a sociopath. No form of empathy there.
In fairness to him, though, he also had an awful childhood. So I think a lot of it is also kind of based upon that, like his really bad experiences. I've never been told what happened, but like I take Tom and Tom's word for it when they told me that he had an awful childhood. So
that's
yeah,
sad. Especially knowing like what happened and all to him. That's sad.
Yeah. Yeah, they said like at the funeral they were terrible as well.
Jeez.
Yeah. But yeah, that was one of his opinions, and it was quite crazy. But as I'm growing older, I'm starting to think,
You may not agree with it, but you can at least see where it's coming from.
I'm starting to understand. Yeah, when I was young, when I first heard that, I thought that was a really, really messed up thing to even suggest. Whereas nowadays, I'm like, okay, I can really see where you're coming from here. And yes, there are plenty of bad examples of parents that would almost make you wonder: is it literally better to do this than to risk having bad, childhoods and bad parents allowed to dig their claws?
I like both idea. Everyone
should
go to therapy before having kids.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good idea. I also just think that like some people just are not fit to be parents and never will be, and I wish people were okay with that. There's nothing wrong.
Well, for me too, it's like not even just that, but also like the idea that you not everyone wants to be parents, and that's okay too. Because I know some people that like they're like, there's such an expectation that, oh, you're married, you have a wonderful marriage, why are you not having kids? That's what people ask them, and they're like, we don't want kids, and we're okay with that, and they are like shunned from their families, from the communities. It's like, no, you're supposed to have children. You have 2 incomes, you're stable, you should be having multiple children. They don't want kids, and especially they don't want to raise kids in kind of a society that we're in right now. And I don't blame them. I don't blame them at all.
My kind of, I don't really know how I will. I don't know how I really want kids. The thing I'm struggling with is how will I go about this? I don't know if I can have or should have kids in England. I don't know if I would be able to support that.
Well, you'd be better off to have them there than you would here.
Oh,
that's for
yeah.
sure.
I mean, yeah, obviously.
Especially if things go south in November.
Also, you can still do things like off the grid living and such.
Mm-hmm.
This is true. There are ways of working. I definitely will. I really do want to have children when I'm older. But the question as well is like, what do I need to do to make sure that I have the best quality of life for them, and I've done everything I want to do before that. Because I don't want to have children and be like, oh, I really wish I did that. Like, I want to have children when I've really done what I want to do, like go traveling and all the other stuff. There's a lot of me that really is convinced that I'm going to have to live in a different country in order to have children, so that, I can support them, I can give them a really
gay man, I understand that, yeah. You're going to definitely need to be in a country that is supportive for you and your partner.
Thank you.
Love you.
Yeah, but in general, yes. The idea of of living in a different European country where the cost of living isn't so abnormally high, like this for me is kind of what I have to think about. It's like, Is it worth learning another language and raising a child in a slightly different culture, but ensuring that they actually have a nice home that they can live in, ensuring that, you know, whatever job I have in the economy, I can support the child that I'm raising. You know, these are all things that are really important.
Someone's coming. All right, let's go. Hey, get in. You drive.
Okay.
I want to blow stuff up. Me too.
Don't we all?
Rocket Wednesday was so fun this week, by the way. For
Don't
those that
don't all revolutionaries want to blow things up?
basically.
It's
Wow,
one thing I will
Evan.
say.
You killed
Well,
me.
we can. I think it's very unproductive to condemn people who engage in revolutions. And America literally basically started a revolution to declare independence and form their own nation, and they had to get very violent. So when we see violent uprisings in other countries and places, I'm very quick to I don't really condemn them anymore, because I go, well, what do we have to do in order to get out the lives we wanted, you know?
Well, I'm all for you know, there's a big zone between being legal and illegal. And
Yep.
if you explore that big zone, it's called public disobedience.
Yeah, civil disobedience. Yeah.
Civil disobedience. I think that's the sweet spot, because otherwise you're never gonna achieve all things.
No, it's hard. I think civil disobedience
Yeah,
should always
that's-
be the go. Civil disobedience should always be the go-to, but I think that it becomes a case of, if that doesn't work, then what other choice do you have? Sorry, Blue, go ahead.
I was reading what Bo had been saying. Bo said queer parents face so much stupid stuff over here. It's ridiculous. I'm aware it's a lot worse in other places, but when you find out how it is where you live, it's a reality check. Yep, I agree. We were actually making really great progress here on stuff like that, and now it's just done a complete turn. It's been really upsetting to even have to just watch that.
What is upsetting also about America is Plan 2025.
Project 2025. It is horrible, literally horrible, and people that are supporting that person really need to understand what they're getting in for and what they're voting for.
I've heard little bits about it, not all of it, but it sounds horrible.
It's horrible. It'll take women's rights, gay rights, even that's where the whole like not being able to speak other languages. If you're spoken, it'll be illegal to speak other languages. Like it's like, and yet their big agenda is less control, less government control. When Project 2025 is nothing but control.
There are actually a lot of people in those circles, though, who know about it, but they keep saying that the people who are worried about it are just fear-mongering. Well, Project 25 isn't really going to do those things. They will literally say, this is fear-mongering.
Literally it is.
Yeah, I know, absolutely. But
it has been in place for a lot. They've been waiting. This is long game for them. Yeah. They've been waiting for this.
They'll say this is just classic fear-mongering from the left. It's like, well, it's not, though. It's written in plain English.
It's really not. Yeah, they're literally spelling it out.
It's not, there's a part of me that almost thinks that, the pathway that we're on is almost a deserved one. Like, if you can let yourself become this, if you can let yourselves fall apart this badly, like...
You almost deserve it.
Yeah, I mean, not really, of course.
But you know what I mean. No, we don't deserve it.
People
I realize that probably came out wrong.
But like most people are going to be well, that's what I'm saying too. So you have to apologize. That's kind of what I was implying. Most people are blameless victims, of course, in this whole battle. But it's like when you have a country that at one point in time was the greatest economy on earth, did amazing things, and is literally like progressively and rapidly, especially in the last 10 years, has rapidly fallen into whatever this state of mind is. You almost deserve it. Like, you've been on the downhill, I would say, since the 60s. Like, since post-World War II was really... I think America's peak as a country was, like, the 40s, when you championed World War II with the Allies, with England and the Soviet Union. And then the 50s, the 60s onwards, it's just been a downhill thing. And then in 2016, you were going downhill, and then you finally hit a cliff. And now you've fallen off the cliff.
Oh, man. 3-1. Darn. If we ready up, I can do one more quick one.
Okay.
Glad I got in.
Can we maybe move to a maybe less heavy topic?
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah,
Which one
sorry,
talk about?
sir.
Did you talk about my cute nail polish I got? Well, it's not new. I got it like a year ago, but it's like black, but in the light it has it's like black, but in the light it has like a shimmer of like blue, but you only see it in like sunlight.
Oh.
So later today when I'm outside, I'll be working here in a little bit. So when I'm out working, I'll take a picture outside.
I got a cool book today. Or
I
not yet
love that
today.
poster.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome.
Is that a flag or a poster? That's so awesome.
It's a poster.
Oh, that's awesome.
I got a neat book today or yesterday on Leon.
It's a
Trotsky.
flag, Evan. You know how I knew the holes?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a book on Leon Trotsky, which I'm going to be reading. It looks really good.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Don't really know much about Leon, to be honest, so it'll be interesting to read about him.
You should get a book on Blue.
I just know he was like an instrumental part in like some of the kind of developments of the USSR, but I don't really know like a lot about him, the person. So it'll be an interesting read. My grandmother got it for me.
And it was written by somebody local.
That is correct.
See, I do listen to you sometimes.
What do
Yeah,
you mean by
sometimes.
somebody local?
So somebody in my town wrote this book.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's cool.
Yeah, my
I like
Yeah, my
supporting
grandmother-
local stuff whenever I can.
hmm Yeah. Yeah, my grandmother worked like volunteers at this like cafe in my town, and so there were people like who were talking about it in the cafe, and like she just knows some of the people there, and yeah, she just found out about it, and she was like, "Oh, Evan will like that book."
She's like, my
Richard
grandson Ev would love that.
Oh, Richard Hammond was in your town. Very nice. He is such a great guy.
Well, Paul Rudd is not in my town, but I really like him. Just thought I'd throw that out there. If anyone that wanted to know.
Who is Paul Rudd?
He's an actor.
You win at life because he held you. Amazing.
He's like one of my favorite actors. Paul Rudd and Steve Buscemi and Drew Barrymore. I want to marry her though, so
I like how you turned a thing about Richard Hammond into your crushes.
my celebrity crushes.
Yeah.
Who are your guys' celebrity crushes?
I don't have any.
Yes, you do.
I used to have one on Anna Kendrick. I guess I still
There
do.
you go, Anna Kendrick.
I don't look that
See,
much.
that's a celebrity
yeah.
crush.
I do see the appeal in Drew Barrymore. I'd probably go for early 2000s Drew Barrymore person.
Like 51st Dates Drew Barrymore is peak for me.
Charlie's Angels Drew Barrymore is also very good.
Oh, you love that movie. You talk about it all the time. Not all the time, but when you do talk about movies, it sometimes comes up.
It sometimes comes up. I don't
want to
that
see
movie.
be dramatic as you always talk about it, but
It's not like it's not one of my favorites per se. I like it and I have watched it. I remember
I
when
would say
watched
it is one of your favorites because you do talk about it very lovingly a lot.
It is not one of my favorites.
It's one of
I
his
find
favorites.
it fascinating how many times your favorite actor changed.
Yes, my I don't know like who my favorite actress. There's a like see there's a difference between like favorite actor or actress and like actual one I have a crush on. So I'd say like one of my favorite actor in any
Which one?
All of them.
Yeah, pretty much.
I
Even
had
Steve
a-
Buscemi. Hey, do you know what Steve Buscemi looks like, right?
Yeah, we've all seen Blue. He looks like an old man who smoked too many cigarettes.
Oh, you're ready. Get ready. Steve Buscemi.
Okay, what is it about? Okay, please try
About
and
Steve
answer
Buscemi
this
that I
question.
love so much? I don't know.
Maybe you. What is it about women who love him? Because there are men who look younger than him, more youthful than him, more attractive than him. Yet women are really drawn to Steve Buscemi. What is it about him? Like, is it his?
I just
charm?
love
Is it
him.
his-
It's his charm. He's actually a really good guy though. Like when 9/11 happened, before he became an actor, he was like a fireman or something. I don't know the full story, but when 9/11 happened, he like jumped into gear and went and helped save people. Like, yeah, I thought that was really cool about him. He's a great actor. He's really warmy. Like a lot of people can't stand him, but I would get a tattoo. You hate him? That sounds about right. I would get a tattoo of him. In fact, one of my friends, one of my favorite tattoo artists, that his name's Javier. He has a tattoo of him. He has a He has a portrait of Siboshimi, and I'm so jealous. I love Siboshimi.
I'll tell you what. Sydney
thinking about
Sweeney is really. Oh, you're
What were you thinking
tattoos?
about?
Oh, no.
You want to get
about
tattoos?
I set up 350 players. I will host the tattoo contest. And I kind of want to do it now because I want to see it.
You want to tattoo me? You can tattoo me.
I also really like Sydney Sweeney. She's very, very attractive.
I can't stand her. I can't stand her. I cannot stand her, and I don't know why. I don't know because okay, so she's in *Handmaid's Tale*, right? And she's a very minor role in it. She's like a very minor role in it. But there was something about the way she talked in that show, which had like a bit of a whine to her voice. Like she just had this like whine.
I haven't seen her in that.
And I didn't. So, anyways, I didn't like her in that show. I kind of felt bad for her. If you watch *Handmaid's Tale*, you'd understand why you feel bad for her. But hold on. Then like fast forward, I was watching a show called like White. It was like White Orchid or something. And I don't know, some Netflix show or something. And I see her again. I was like, oh my God, that voice. Like, I know that voice. Why do I know that whiny like voice? And then I learned, oh, she's actually a very popular actress right now. Yeah. And now she's everywhere. So I don't like her.
She's not a particularly
It's like a Mariah Carey thing for me, where it doesn't really make sense. I just don't like her.
She's not a particularly good actress, to be honest. She's like, and I don't know anything about her personality. She's just very physically attractive, and that's all it takes.
Well, also, one day she had no boobs, and the next day she had boobs, so... I was like, how in this movie are you look like this, and then the next movie you look like that? And I'm like...
Are you suggesting they're artificial?
Maybe some AI stuff is going in there. No. No, she went and had them fluffed a bit. Yeah, I'm sorry, Dusty. Okay,
no,
who's that? Oh, NCIS, I know that girl. I love her.
No, it's actually...
I love her.
It's not... Oh, she plays Janet, I think, in The Good Place, doesn't she?
NCIS? That's not Sydney Sweeney.
I know that isn't, yeah.
Oh, I was telling you, here, I'm gonna find...
Also, no, Sydney Sweeney actually is actually natural.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But yeah, I don't know. That's all I was bothered by. I think Anna Kendrick is the only one whose like personality I really like, and like physically as well. Like that's I think she's the only one who has both. What?
I just typed in Sydney Sweeney in the GIFs to try to find a GIF of her, and clearly she knows her best asset. Just saying.
Yeah, of course she does.
I'm like, girl, you're more than that. Quit.
Yeah, it's not a good thing or anything. It's a very, very one-dimensional way of looking at a person. And
I'm gonna find a picture of her.
I don't even care, Blue. Why? I don't even know what you're doing this for. I literally don't care. I was just listing off people who I'm physically attracted to, because you had to tell all of them.
You can be attracted to whoever you want.
I didn't go on a whole thing like analyzing, like what parts of Steve Buscemi were like.
Oh, I acknowledge that nobody likes him but me. You're welcome to talk about him all you want. Look at Bogos. I hate him. See, that's the comfort level we have with other people. We can say that.
Who else? Who else do I like in Hollywood? Who else is really attractive?
Paul Rudd.
Not interested in him.
I love Paul Rudd.
My favorite actor is John Bernthal. He's a brilliant guy, very, very cool guy. He's like the embodiment. No, he's like he's the embodiment of like a very masculine person who's very, very gentle and very, very kind. Like you'd almost assume him to be like a very conservative kind of like you have to do all these things, but he's really not. Like he's very masculine while still having a really big and really kind heart, and he's just a really talented actor. He plays he plays the Punisher. He played Shane in The Walking Dead. Like he just is brilliant.
I remember Shane from The Walking Dead. He was cute. Wasn't he the main? He was kind of the jerk guy in the beginning, right?
That's correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
Season 1 and 2. Yeah.
I only watched I think I've mentioned you on maybe the first 4 or 5 seasons. I didn't go too far in The Walking Dead.
it's kind of his main like thing is like being like his kind of main thing is being that really jerky kind of tough guy. Like that's basically what his main characters are. Like in
Welcome back.
he did that in like The Walking Dead. He was the Punisher, literally like a guy who is like a very violent like vigilante who doesn't have any like morals. He did a really good like classic bad guy like archetype from like a criminal organization in the movie Baby Driver. He was very good in that.
There's something
He only had like a 10-minute like role in that.
Queen Latifah.
Oh, what is the obsession?
I love Queen Latifah. Love Queen Latifah.
I don't get it.
Literally a queen. Like, forget the name. Just Queen Latifah.
I don't even like. I just can't understand.
Wow. Queen Latifah's offended.
Queen
I don't know
Latifah, I
who
don't
that
get.
is. I'm not good with celebrities.
Well, she's like a she raps, but she's also like she's an actress too, and she's just a queen, man. I just love her. I love her
She's fine, I guess.
because of a Christmas movie. Which movie was it? Is it the one where she thinks she's gonna die? That one where she thinks she's gonna die at Christmas time? I know, right? That was like the first movie. Same, I love it. It was the first movie of hers I think I ever saw. And then I think I saw not Barbershop, but the other one.
I also don't get why Megan Thee Stallion is so popular either.
Who?
Megan Thee Stallion? Don't understand why they're so popular. Oh, so you don't know who they are? Yeah.
Well, what show? I'd have to know a show. I don't just know names.
I don't. I think they're a singer or something. Everybody in like, I'd say like most people in like queer culture know who they are. I don't know. I don't understand them very well. There's no way you don't know who Megan Thee Stallion is. The body yaddy yaddy girl.
Body yada yada yada. I don't know. Look, it's body yada yada yada. That one?
Yeah.
I can't. That song gives me a headache.
Yeah,
I love Chapel. Chapel's like my new thing right now. I've become one. Right, we listen to her all the time, Riley, and like her song "Casual" is like, ooh, I love that song "Casual" so much. That's been like my song.
Until a birthday tea meeting, I'd never even heard of this person. Like,
Bo, are you sitting down? Okay, so we're in a birthday team thing. We were getting ready to plan a party, and the person had put their name down. Evan said Chappelle Ronan or something. Rowan. Oh,
I said Chappelle Rowan.
Chappelle
Also,
Rowan. I was dying. I literally screamed. I did. He'll tell you.
I didn't know
screamed at
Cyprus
him.
is a country. Cyprus is a country? I thought it was a name.
Chappelle, and then Michael Bublé. He goes, Michael Bubble. It's like it's Bublé.
Yeah.
He kills us. He kills us. He kills us.
You kill me without knowing basic geography.
Yes. No. Culture. This is culture. I'm just gonna say, Bo, you need to go to a Moodle's birthday party, because Chapel is like, very much all over it.
I think for me, the problem I have is that I don't really like. I've noticed it seems to be celebrities who are especially popular in queer culture. I am just hopeless at knowing like who they are.
Because you're not in the queer culture.
Yeah, exactly. I don't understand them. So like Chappelle Rowan, like Chapel Rowan.
It's Chapel.
Chapel Rowan.
Let's say it together. Chapel.
It's obvious. You know, Megan Thee Stallion or Cardi B. All these people are amazing.
Love her. Yep, I love her. She was one of my favorites in that show.
You know, whereas for me, I'm just like, who is that? Like, why is that person popular? Because they shake their booty or something? I don't know.
No, it's far from. Chapel doesn't shake her booty. She doesn't have to. She just has to stand there, and we're all in love. Shake her booty.
This is what when people like when people joke about.
And apologize for recording.
I apologize. When people often like joke saying like, "Am I really not gay?" Though it's like, well, like see that sort of stuff in my opinion is like proof that I am just not gay. Because if I was gay, I would know this stuff.
Well, you may not, because Chapel is for the lesbians, really. Like,
true.
I mean, you don't have to be. Nin is very against that mindset because like he also loves Chapel, and like he's gonna like go like he wants like when then she comes, we definitely want to see her if we can, and he wants to go, and he's like, but I want to go, I like her, and we're like, yeah.
So in the same
But
way
I don't agree
that
with
you
that. I
are-
think anyone should be able to like anyone. I'm not in that like group where you only have to be a certain one to like it. But she is very much in the lesbian culture, not the gay men culture. You wouldn't find BB jamming out to Chapel.
I got the
I won't
last
hear
to live in
whatever.
that
Yes.
match. I got
Nice, good job, Circuit.
Nice job, Dusty. I didn't do so well. I was AFK a
All
lot,
right.
just enjoying the convo.
I think I'm gonna leave it there for my last.
Yeah, because we have our meeting
round.
here in a little bit. So,
When are we gonna do that?
oh hi Tilly. So let's plan on like in an hour and a half, and I will do my best. Wait, no, we wanted to do it before then. Let's try in about 45 minutes, and I will do my best to get in up in a week. So, did you want to end your recording, Dusty?
Yeah. Thank you all for watching. This has been me, Dusty Circuit, here with some Fortnite with Skade. Remember to, if you like what you saw, remember to leave a like, comment, share, and subscribe. And if you want to see my next videos, be sure to hit the bell for notifications. Peace out.
Peace out.
Peace out.
You weren't here the other day when Dusty ended their call, and I had to ring her for you.